on a typical Tuesday. How we're going to play with today is we have 3 different blocks. Each block has 5 exercises. We'll do each exercise for a minute, and we'll do each block for 2 rounds through. So that means we got 10, 10, and 10 on those 3 block rounds for a total of 30 minutes, plus that minute of recovery in between. Now what we're going to want are some light dumbbells for this first block, and then maybe some medium ones towards the end. Second and third block, probably alternate between those medium and heavier weights, depending on how things are feeling. Also lots of range of motion type of stuff today. So if you have any issues with that range of motion, again, I'll give you cues on what we can do instead. This first block, we start with an isometric squat to front raise. So that means you're going to sit down in your squat and you're just going to give me those front raises as we go. Your goal is to keep those shoulder blades locked down and back. Now, if sitting in that squat is a little too much to do that, just give me that stand and that front raise instead. We then have a calf and lateral raise. So again, you're going to hold that calf and give me that lateral raise up and down. Again, if that's too much, take it down and just give me that lateral raise. We then drop to just one weight and we're going to go into what's called that halo. We're going around your head for some shoulder mobility halfway through. We'll switch directions. Again, if you have any shoulder issues and that halo is too much, I want you to try and just go right in front of your head and loosen up those shoulders. We then have a lateral lunge curl, sit down into that curl, drive it up, or sit down in that lunge, drive it up in that curl. Then we lay it on our backs, legs in the air, and we reach for those toes, control on down. That's your first block. Everything's on that minute, crew. Let's go ahead and find those weights and then get you started in 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna go squat, hold with that front raise. So you're gonna sit down in that squat, lift those weights up, control right back down. Again, if this is a little much for you, you can always keep it standing and that front raise, or make it a little bit more with that movement base. Right now, the goal is to keep your weight in those heels as you lift those weights up and control it down. When you feel like you're swaying a little bit, you can always try to, again, stand it or widen those feet for me. Looking solid. We've got about 20 seconds to go, and then it's going to be that calf to lateral raise. Whew. Again, you can always have those weights go right in front. If going out to the sides a little much for your shoulders. Looking good. Tell you what, crew, we're going to go into that calf and lateral raise in 3, 2, and 1. Calf and lateral. Where we're going to try to stay on the tiptoes that whole time. That option, take down those heels if you need to. And find that balance on those toes. Might shuffle a little bit. Shoulder blades themselves are still locked down back. So if you find that you're going forward a little bit, nay, nay, try and lock it back. Same movement. You're just coming up to that T position. Control down. Got about 30 seconds of those halos. Whew. It's a great first round to warm up those shoulders. And still keeping that core tight. We got about 15. Oh yeah, I'm feeling a little shoulder burn. Hopefully you guys are too. Last 10 seconds and we go those halos. Halfway through, we'll switch directions. Halo in 3, 2, and 1. For a halo, you hold it in front of your head. Go all the way around without moving that head. You still want that belly button in that spine. Shoulders down back. This is just working that shoulder mobility. So if you're like me, you're just going around your head as close to your head as you can. If you need that option, just go in front, back and forth. Okay, crew, let's get ready. We switch directions in 3, 2, and 1. Going the other way. Everyone's made a little differently, so you might feel one side a little bit more than the other. Looking good. In about 15, we're going to go in that lateral lunge curl. And try not to move the head. Don't hit the head, because that hurts. And we got lateral lunge curls on that minute in 3, 2, and 1. Sit down into those hips. When we drive it up, we curl. Back down in those hips. Yes, crew. For this one, that range of motion is how far out you step and how low you go. Then drive it up. And make sure we're breathing as we go through this. Looking solid. Got about 30 seconds. Let's keep that step going. Then we're going to take it to the ground for that toe reach. The weight will be optional on that one, but I'll show you what that looks like. Remember, those feet stay flat on the ground. You shouldn't be picking up those toes. Whew. Crew, we got just 3, 2, and 1. Take it down on the ground for that toe reach. Again, shoulder blades down back, core is tight, legs can be up or knees bent. You drive it up, slow down. Take 1 count up, 2 counts down, firing through that core. Looking good, looking good. Ooh. Going up to about 30 seconds, and then we're gonna do this whole round one more time. Again, take that 1 count up, 2 counts down. You really want to feel that core get nice and on fire. That option, take away the weight if you need to. Here in 10 seconds, we go back, squat, front raise. In 3, 2, and 1. That isometric squat hold, front weight raise. I'm gonna have my feet nice and wide. Sit down and back in those hips. Lift the weights up, take them right back down. Keeping those shoulder blades locked out. Elbows relatively straight, because again, you're moving from those shoulders. Looking solid, crew. Remember, keep the weight in the heels, so if you feel like you're rolling into those toes, try to wiggle the big toe to shift your weight back. Looking solid. Ooh. Stay here, last 15. There we go, that calf lateral raise. Ooh. These shoulders feeling good. Calf lateral raise in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Take it up. Raise those arms. Ooh. Fun thing is, it's a lot of those smaller muscles we get to work. So when you get to block 3, it's gonna feel good. Remember, if you need to, you can always ditch those weights and just go in a nice slow tempo. Looking solid, keeping it going. We got 15 seconds until we go back into those halos. Okay, crew, let's get ready in 3, 2, and 1. Halo time. Ooh. Those shoulders be feeling good right about now. Remember, you don't want to hit that head. Still squeeze the butt, squeeze that core. You're just circling your forehead. Try not to concuss yourself. We're going to be switching directions in 3, 2, and 1. Switching direction those 30 seconds. Again, just opening up those shoulders as we go. Love it, crew. We got 15. And we're going to take that lateral lunge curl. Okay, crew, ready? Here we go. Lateral lunge curl in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Step it out, curl it up. Whew. Again, that weight stays back in the heels as you step out, playing with that depth. Looking good, looking good. Come up on 30 seconds. Ooh. Arms should be feeling nice and pumping right about now. You can play with that range of motion as we go. It's always about how low, how far your body feels good going. We got those toe reaches next. In 3, 2, and 1. Toe reach. We got that minute here. We drive it up, control it down. We think 1 count up, 2 counts down, firing through that core. Looking solid, crew. We're getting a nice little vacation after this. "30 seconds here. Drive up, control down. Last 15. Looking good, looking good. Core's catching fire. Whew. Stay with it all the way till that 0. So your break is in 3, 2, and 1. Taking that break. So your next round has 5 exercises as well. We start off with what's called a roller coaster. What that looks like is if you're on your palms and your toes, you're gonna sit back with those hips nice and high. From here, you're gonna dive underneath the fence line like you're sneaking into a concert, and then push back up the way you came. The goal is to not slide those feet, rather work through that range of motion. Option, you can go on your knees, do the same exact movement. From there, we're gonna stand on up. We have a pulse squat. So you hit that 50 and you're just gonna pulse it for that whole minute. Shoulder press with rotation, core tight, pivot that back heel. Option, that neutral press, alternate those sides. Kneeling to that high knee. You take that knee back to the ground. From here, you explode it up to that high knee, right back down, squeeze that core. Then we're gonna lay on the ground, lift your legs up, lift those hips up, and control it on down. Crew, that break time is wrapping up. We start with that minute of roller coasters as soon as I find my mouse and can redo my clock. There it is. Okay. We take it up in 3, 2, 1, and roller coasters. Here we go. Again, you can do this on your knees or on your toes. Butts up, dive underneath the fence line, push it on back. That goal is to not move those feet if you can. Remember that depth is going to look different for everyone as you're rounding underneath and then pushing those hips back. Looking good. We've got 30 down, 30 seconds to go. Remember, it's all about trying to get nice and low. We got 15 seconds. Crew, we're going to take it into that pulse squat in 3, 2, and 1. We stand it up, hit that 90 in the squat, pulse it out for that minute. Sort of those quads are going to come in handy. Ooh, shake out that top half if you need to. Those roller coasters didn't get to feeling good. Remember, you're just pulsing here. So again, weight in those heels, pushing that butt back, chin up, chest proud as you breathe. 30 seconds. Then we get that shoulder press with rotation. Whew. Yes, crew. Quads don't even know what hit them. 15 seconds. Ooh. Let's keep it here. We've got that shoulder press with rotation on the minute in 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Stand up, grab those weights. Again, that option, just give me that straight overhead press. Otherwise, pivot that back leg, press it up and over Alternate those sides. Whew. Nice tight wrist, like you're punching the sky, not like you're serving a tray. Keeping that core tight, keeping that back heel. Looking good. Remember, when you press up, your shoulder and your earlobe do not become an earring. You want to keep that gap. Looking solid. We got about 15 seconds. Then we're going to take it into that kneel to high knee. The option there, I'll show you when we get there, does not go all the way to the ground. Whew. Those shoulders feeling good. Kneel to high knee in 3, 2, and 1. So you're going to take that back knee all the way to the ground, explode up with that high knee, and right back down. That option, don't tap the ground, just drive that knee up, squeezing that core as you go. Again, halfway through, we will switch sides, and hopefully I don't fall over. So make sure you find something to focus on. Whew. We're going to switch sides here in 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides, take it down, slowly up. Whew. Again, finding that balance as we go into this. Weights in that front heel. Whew. We got about 15, and then we're going to take it into that leg raise, into hip raise. Sit those hips, drive it up. Crew, we got leg raise into hip raise in 3, 2, and 1. Take to the ground, belly buttons in that spine, lift those legs up, hips up, control down with the hips, and control down with the legs, so your low back does not pop off the ground, so keep that core nice and tight. Whew. Looking good. We're already about 30 in, about 30 to go. Keep that drive, crew. We got just 15. Whew, that option, bend those knees if you need to. Whew. But tell you what, crew, we go back in those roller coasters in 3, 2, and 1. 1 minute roller coaster. So again, you be on knees or on toes. You want to try and dive underneath that fence line and drive it back up. Looking good, crew. We got about 30 seconds. You can bend those knees if you need them. 15. We got that pulsing squat here in about 10 seconds. Let's take it up in 3, 2, and 1. Pulsing up squat. Sit down into it. Ooh. Yeah, those shoulders feeling good. So tell you what, crew, play with that depth of how low you get those hips and just pulse it out. I don't know if it's just me or the garage, but I'm definitely already getting sweaty. Hopefully you guys are too. We got 30 seconds until that shoulder press with rotation. Looking good. Try to bounce that inch. You got about 15 seconds. Stay with me. Crew, we're gonna switch it up. Shoulder press with rotation on the minute in 3, 2, and 1. Shoulder press with rotation. Woo. Looking good. Core tight. Press it up, control it down. Keeping that drive going, crew. Woo. We got about 30 seconds to go. Keep that drive up. We've got that kneel to high knee in 15. Whew. Those shoulders might be tired. Give me a couple more seconds, crew. We got this drive. Kneel to high knee in 3, 2, and 1. Take that one leg back in that kneeling position. Explode it up, high knee. Again, you don't need to touch the ground if that's a little too much for you. Whew. Explode and squeeze that core when you do. 15 till we switch sides. Looking good. Okay, crew. We switch sides in 3, 2, and 1. Take that kneel. Slowly up. Looking good, looking good. We got just about 15. Keeping that drive. Leg raise to hip raise is coming up next. Gonna take it there in 3, 2, and 1. Leg raise to hip raise. Remember, you can always bend those knees if you need to. Lift legs, lift hips, control on down. Make sure that low back does not come off the ground all the way down. Whew. Looking solid, crew. You should be able to feel that core. Whew. About 30 seconds, then get that break. Keep it here. Whew. We got about 15 seconds. Let's keep that drive. Oh my goodness, my core is feeling things. Looking good. We got just 3, 2, and 1. Take that minute off. Catch that breath. Your next set of exercises, start with that warrior push-up. That's the one where we give me that push-up, knees or toes, and then pivot it around, standing flat on one foot with the bent knee, arms tucked in. Drive it around, give me that push-up. If that rotation piece is too much, give me a push-up, knees or toes. Just take that arm up, push-up, knees or toes, and switch sides. We then flip it over for that bridge pullover. Your weight is gonna be overhead. When your hips are down, drive it up. The weight meets those hips. Squeeze the butt back of legs. Take it on down. We got that plank toe tap. So on this one, you're in that plank position, just tapping that toe, kind of extending those legs up. Then we flip back onto our back for leg circles. So you're gonna make a circle going one way for 30, flip it over, 30 seconds in the other. And lastly, that double crunch, elbows, knees come together, extend back out with or without that weight. Whew. So let's get ready, crew. We've had enough time in that break. We start with 1 minute of that warrior push-up. In 3, 2, 1, warrior push-up. Here we go. Again, push-up, knees or toes. Powered up, flip it over, landing into it, drive it up, and switching sides. That option again, if you can't flip it over, you're just gonna lift that arm up for that rotation as best we can. Looking good. We're 30 down, 30 to go. Ooh, up. Ooh, crew, last 10 seconds. Then we get that bridge pullover. crew, we got that bridge pullover coming up in 3, 2, and 1. Bridge pullover. Again, we're gonna drive those hips, drive that weight up overhead, and then control it on down. I'll make sure I don't click my mouse. Move that out of my way. Oh, no, I apparently clicked. Keep going with that. Not move this far enough, so I can't see that screen. Oh, how do I exit? There we go. Whew. We got about 15 seconds to go. This proves why you should always pay attention to where you put your mouse. We got 15 seconds, then we got those plank toe taps. Crew, let's flip it over. Plank toe taps on that minute in 3, 2, and 1. Plank toe tap. Shoulders over wrist. Core is tight. Just tapping those toes. Ooh. It's really easy here to drop your hips or push that butt too high. Nay, think that those hips are about in line with your shoulders as you bring that belly button to that spine. Remember, everyone's a little different with how high they lift those legs, so have some fun with that. We got about 20 seconds before we do leg circles. Keeping it here, crew. We're looking solid. We're going to flip it over for leg circles in 3, 2, and 1. Leg circles in one direction. Try to still keep that low back on the ground. It's going to dictate how big that circle is. As always, if you need to bend those knees, same thing. So keeping that belly button in that spine. Whew. In 15 seconds, we'll switch directions. Looking good. Switching sides in 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. The initial switch, you should feel that core doing that work. Whew. We've got double crunches here in 15. Looking good, crew. Play with how wide you can go. We got that double crunch in 3, 2, and 1. Double crunch. Again, legs and arms extend out. When we come together, hips and shoulders off the ground, extend it back. You should feel even more of that core, especially with this round being a core focus. Whew. Getting that option, keep those heels on the ground. Just give me more of that crunch if we can. We got 30 seconds until we go back to that warrior push-up in the last 5 minutes. Looking good. We got 15. Crew, we've got that warrior push-up for the minute in 3, 2, and 1. Warrior push-up. Whew. Again, get nice and low. Float it up. Sit in those hips and switching sides. Looking solid, crew. Ooh. Keeping that drive, keeping that drive. We got 30 seconds. And then we're gonna go back in those bridge pullovers. Ooh. $15. Looking good, crew. We got that bridge pullover in 3, 2, and 1. Bridge pullover. Grabbing that mid ball. I'm going to drive up to my heels. Hips and ball beat. We're right back down. Whew. And guess what? Even on this one, we start to feel that core because we've been pushing it this whole block. Love it. Make sure that back goes all the way flat on the ground every rep. Looking good. We got about 20 seconds until that plank toe tap. Wrap it up. Control it down. We got that plank toe tap coming up in just 3, 2, and 1. Plank toe tap. Flip it on over. Again, just tapping those feet. Try and get that shoulder over wrist best we can. Again, you got the whole minute here. If you need to, you can always go down to those knees or those elbows. Encourage you to try and hold on to one thing for the next 30 seconds. We got just about 20. Hang it here. Whew. Keep that belly button, and that's fine. Crew, we get leg circles in 3, 2, and 1. Leg circles. Whew. Core is nice and tight all the way around. Remember, halfway through, we're going to switch directions. Whew. And this round, try to play with how wide you make those circles. We're keeping your back on the ground. Whew. We switch sides in 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Looking good. 15 till that double crunch. Keep it here, keep it here. Crew, we got just 3, 2, 1. Double crunch. Here we go. Arms and legs extend out. Elbows and knees together. Right back out. Whew. You need to drop those heels to the ground. And just give me more of that sit up as you need to. So let's finish this final minute nice and strong. Looking solid, just 30 seconds. Last 15, hold on to it. Crew, we get that break in just 10 seconds. Stay with me. In 3, 2, 1, take that break. Whew. And crew, that is what I got for you today. Hopefully that core was just as much as mine did. Thank you again so much for joining.